That was before we even dropped. That's before even the EP dropped. So now we down. Now the problem came in where the money wasn't there. The back end money wasn't there. So the next best thing we had to do was either beg for more money or I had to finance the situation. So that's what I did. Because one thing I didn't want him to keep incurring a debt with them people. So every placement that had to be paid for on that album came out of my pocket. Every video, Mama House video. What was the video Sheena was in? We did with the Rolls Royce. Huh?
Look what happened.
Yeah, look what happened. 2 or 3 more videos I paid for out of pocket. One of them the label recouped me for it. The other ones I never got recouped for. I didn't really trip about it. So at the end of the day, bro, it wasn't no $125,000 left. We ate the back end money. I'm gonna say we did, because we ate the back end money trying to push 1 or 2 songs, going on trips to LA, work with producers in studios. That's the nature of the business. So it really wasn't. I mean, it went from me taking $125,000 to me selling a song for $14,000. You know what I mean? And it's like, Sheena, when is you gonna stop? And the killer part about it, bro, Sheena knows that's not the truth. Everybody in that circle, in my circle, everybody knows that's not the truth. You got, because I really don't want to say nobody's name, but and if I do, and they don't like it, look, man, I apologize. But at the end of the day, I'm known to at least try to tell the truth. So, you know, it's no one would stand up beside her and say, yeah, Duck and us had a conversation that Manny was taking this, or I felt Manny was doing this. What can do, I could present 100 cats or 100 people, friends of his, associates, producers, videographers, and say, man, nah, the conversation we had with him was the total opposite. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, look, Chris. You done talk to Lil Chris. Lil Chris will tell you, you know, man, listen, bro. I would do anything I would have done, and I have. Anything for that kid, bro. Anything. I didn't give a fuck what it was. You know what I mean? I would do it for him. And it's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate, man. Just unfortunate, bro. Sometimes, man, this shit, I don't even know what to say about this shit.
Yeah, I understand you. I mean, I can see where you're coming from. And I don't want to make this like a bashing thing, because I got a lot of respect for Mama Duck. And I have respect for you too, because I've heard stories that you was behind a lot of the FBG, helping with, like, on the back end side, behind the scenes. I was told that, I'm a drill historian. I want to know one more thing too about that, Manny. I don't kind of much want to stay on it, but I want to know, this internet kind of gave you a bad image. You feel that kind of dirtied you up a little bit?
Well, man, let me tell you something, bro. I don't give a fuck about a motherfucker I don't know. I don't give a fuck about a motherfucker that I have no everyday run-in with, that I don't have a relationship with. I know what the internet is and what it's designed for and what it's there for. But what I can tell you, the individuals that know me and the individuals that I come in contact with every day, they know my character, bro. You can't get one person to sit up and say, yeah, he that type of nigga. And I'm talking about from the streets to the corporate room. I always was straight up and fair, bro. I never, if I took something from a nigga knew he had it coming, bro. I'm not that type of guy, bro. That's just not me. And the killer thing about it, she know that's not me, man. She know that's not me. Her family know that's not. And let me tell you this. I never had a problem with Sheena family. Right now, today, someone in the car, we'll talk about the situation. You know, and like I say, I'm not here to bash Sheena, because I love her. You know, but I also know her. And I also know the real beef that she had with me. And the real beef she had with me, I had no control over. I had no control over Duck asking me. I never asked to be Duck manager. I never asked to be none of their manager. I was that father figure. I was that dude who, y'all want to shoot a video? Okay, what you need? Oh, we need a car. We need money. Okay, here go 20, 30 bucks. Here go this kind of car. Here go, I'll buy y'all the jewelry, whatever. Anything that assist y'all. And I never had papers on. I didn't want nothing from them. Like I said, at the end of the day, man, I just wanted these cats to be successful. Because the talent is there. You know, shot that off course. What was he asking me?
No, he's good. No, he cool.
You know, so, you know, it's just like I said, man, you know, she gonna see this. I know her. She gonna go on a little rant.
But that's all love though, man.
That's all it ever been with me. I never, and the crazy thing about it, man, I'm not no internet dude. I don't get in these kids' beef. I know about it. A lot of these dudes, daddy, I went to school with, I have a relationship with, a son for, and I just was being that parent. You know, I was being that daddy, say, okay, y'all want to do this? Look, I'm gonna support y'all. It was never no paper. It wasn't no papers. It wasn't no papers drawn up until they was like, nah, you gotta do this, man. You just can't. You can't. It was never a paper drawn up. So I basically was handed the manager position, I guess. You know what I mean? I didn't really want it. You know what I mean? But he asked me to do it. You know, and I honestly feel like that's why our beef was at. That's where her beef was at with me, because he asked me to do it. He didn't ask her to do it, and I feel like she wanted to be that. She wanted to be that person to control everything. And if he would have wanted her to do that, he would have asked her to do that. He did ask her to do that. So that problem, you should have that problem with me. And me and her I tried to have this discussion with her, but I just couldn't get over it. And at the end of the day, like I say, man, I really don't care. I really don't entertain what somebody on the other side of a computer screen or lens feel. But I can understand why, because it's coming from her. And I'm not going to battle with her, because at the end of the day, that's his mother. You know, she lost Big Duck, baby girl. She went through a lot. And that was her time. And however she choose, what she choose to do with her time, she chose to do with that. You know, but I had no control over that, man. So I made it my business, told my kids this. I told them this. One thing I don't allow y'all to do, you're not going to disrespect them. And people that sit up and say, oh, they did, no. The only thing I ever seen them to was, Sheena, you need to stop it. Because it was getting out of hand, man. It was getting out of hand to the point where, you know, I could sit back and take all the licks. And I didn't mind taking all the licks. But when you got, you know, at the same time, though, Dad, you know, I got 4 boys that was grieving just as hard. And then when I see my daughters on the internet, they arguing with their sisters and brothers, and I'm like, man, this shit is crazy, man. It's crazy. And that's when I just said, man, you know what? Nah, this got to stop, bro. This really got to stop, because, you know, and I ain't sitting here I'm doing everything in my power, because I'm not out here trying to call this woman a liar. But I'm just saying, which the conversation she had or she get from somebody, if she could just sit and show me where I took this, like, okay, for instance, the song, I'm gonna bring this up. this what made me come to that point where I wanna say what I wanted to say something, because I get a phone call and brother like, man, you see what she said now? And I honestly thought, me and her, I thought the way she felt about it was over with. Because everything's cooled down. It was cordial. And then I was like, no, they were like, man, go look at it. So I look at it. And then when I see the part where I sold a song for $14,000.
$14,000, right.
$14,000. And those proceeds were supposed to go towards Duck's funeral. And then I kept the proceeds and then hand them over for the funeral. The first thing, what I always do, every interview she have and she get on it with me, I calls. I don't run to nobody. I get on the phone, I calls. I said, Sheena, why would you tell them people this? Why would you say that, Sheena? You know, and it's either she gonna say, her favorite thing was, Manny, I just want closure. But I'm telling you, this is not the way to get closure. You know what I mean? You can't get no closure bashing me. You know what I'm saying? Telling shit about me. You can't get no closure like that. So, but when it come down to me stealing his funeral money and selling a song, that I had to call around and ask, what the fuck song is she talking about? And then that's when he was like, that's that. What song was that? Like that. I said, oh, Sheena, you really tripping. Because like that, bro, let me tell you something. I never had that song in my possession. The label had that song in their possession all the time. They sent the A&R down here, booked the studio for a week, ready to check duck temperature, because they wanted to pipe up for an album. They wanted to get ready for an album. They just wanted to see where his head was at, where his work ethic was at, and that was one of the songs he did. And they took it with him. And if I'm not mistaken, the only person who had the song was Duck and the label, Memphis. Right, Memphis. They was the only two people who had the song. I never had the song. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest. The only connection I had with that song, a couple of days after Duck died, the label called me and said, hey, Manny, listen, we want to do a postpartum album. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, postpartum.
Okay. They wanted to do that. I said, okay. I said, listen, after the funeral, I can sit down with her and, you know, let her know this is what you want to do. And we'll discuss it and we'll kind of reach, because, you know, he can't promote the album. He can't really, you know, perform the album. So if she willing, we'll sit down and renegotiate their contract. They was cool with it. But their thing was, man, you know, legally, we can only really negotiate with his next kin, which is his kids and his kids' mothers, since they were so young. I turned around and relayed the message. When I relayed the message, it was, I want to sit at the table. Now, at the time, they may well have been willing to do that. But she come right out the door bashing them. You know what I'm saying? They got insurance policy on them. Blah, 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 blah. And they got to a point where they just didn't want to sit down with her. They said, listen, you can sit down, you can talk to her, and explain to her what we want to do. I turned around and relayed the message. I told her, but I always told her, hey, listen, I don't want to die. You and Jasmine, which is Duck Lady, and that's who I had a relationship with. I said, you and Jasmine, y'all sit down. I'll let y'all know exactly what kind of money they talking about. And, you know, the kids and y'all to be straight. She didn't want to do it. So next thing I know, she was promoting, what was the EP or album? Mm-hmm. She was putting up with this album. They called me right back. Hey, man, what's up with this? I said, listen, I have nothing to do with that. They said, we know it's under Big Cloud Records. Now, what folks don't know was we had another situation where another song was dropped while Duck was a signed label, and it was dropped under Big Cloud Records.